to Inside Guelph. I'm your host, Trish Stevenson. Thanks for joining us as we head into the long weekend. I'm very much looking forward to it, chilling with some friends and family. I can hear those barbecues being lit and the fireworks are going to be going off. So in honor of all that, Matt Valeriot joined us, our fire prevention officer, so we can do it all safely. Also on the show today, meeting the new executive director of the Guelph Humane Society, and joining me now to talk about online safety, it's Detective Constable Jason Gardiero. Good to see you. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
So we have online safety tips from you. We should tell the viewers why you are the guy to go to. What is your role within the police services?
Well, I work in the Internet Child Exploitation Unit. In 2007, the Guelph Police started the Technological Crimes Child Exploitation Unit. As a result of that initiative, there was one officer that dealt with both the technological crimes aspect of it, so that'd be like the forensics of the computers, but he's also dealing with the online exploitation part of it too. So it was a lot of work for one officer to do. So in 2009, they introduced another officer, being me, and I do the investigative side of it. So as part of that, we deal with luring child pornography offenses, but we also deal with a lot of online safety for children, and just through our experiences and investigations that come through our office.
Okay, so there's obviously a huge education piece here.
Absolutely, and we do community presentations to the public, and just we tell them what comes across our desks and things to watch out for, and just tips that we've learned through our investigations, and just some parenting things that they should look out for.
Are the criminals and predators online staying many steps ahead of you? Or is this a constantly changing thing in terms of how they're luring kids?
It's always a catch-up thing. I mean, I think that's no secret. We try to stay ahead of the game. Often we only find out about what they're doing till they've done it. So, but in a lot of aspects, we do a lot of proactive part of it. So we are online ourselves, maybe acting as a young child in order to catch these people. So proactively, we're doing that as well. But we usually don't know where to go till we find out about what websites they're going to.
So you actually go online and misspell words or whatever you do. I know you can't give away what you do.
It's no secret. I mean, there's things out there that show what we do. I'm not going to give out our investigative techniques, but at the same time, we want to be transparent and tell people what we do out there. So we go online, we act like a 13-year-old, we talk like a 13-year-old, and sometimes in order to do that, you have to, educate yourself. So whether it be reading teen magazines, see what they're interested, types of music that young girls are into, or boys, right?
Sure.
Because boys are victims as well. And then we'll go online and we'll do our thing that way.
And I would imagine that's what the predators are doing as well.
Oh, absolutely. They're educating themselves just like we have to in order to be the young child, yes.
So can I ask, and this is so, I don't know if this is too personal, but in terms of your emotional stability and I would imagine that mentally and spiritually, this must be a draining process for you. How do you deal with that?
Absolutely. We're human beings. We have emotion, right?
Yeah.
So, we're going to see this stuff, and it's going to, sometimes you just have to step away from it. And has it happened? Yes. There is protocols put in place for us. We do have to see it as a safeguarding program. We just keep, a mental check on ourselves. And you rely on your partners, too, to kind of talk to you and stuff like that. But, yeah, it is. You have to treat it as evidence. That's the courts expect us to do, so we do that. But it is, we are humans too. So, at some point, you're going to move out of the unit. You're not going to be here your whole life. So.
Okay, so they do move you around because it would be quite taxing.
At some point, there's two sides of that because it takes so long to get trained up to become an officer in the unit, and the experience, they don't want to lose that because as soon as you put a new officer in, you're looking at 2 years before they actually get fully trained and comfortable, either be through court testimony and just doing different types of investigations. So it takes a bit of time.
Sure.
So they don't want to lose that experience, but at the same time, you also have to look at the officer. For the most part, it's not a predetermined amount of time. What happens is, as you're working along, sometimes you just say, you know what, enough's enough. I'm going to move out of this unit, and that's how it usually happens.
Okay, so you call it. You're like,
exactly.
I'm done. So does it feel good then to catch these people?
Absolutely. There's just such a reward, not so much in catching the predators, but even rescuing victims, because that's part of our job too, is trying to identify, because a lot of the pictures we look at, we don't know who they are. We don't know where this child is. It could be in Guelph, it could be anywhere in Ontario, it could be anywhere in the world. Exactly. And as part of our task force, the provincial strategy in Ontario, we'll go out and we'll try to identify children. We've identified children in the United States, not me personally, but as a task force we have. And that's a huge reward in itself, as long as catching the individuals who perpetrate these crimes.
So with your expertise then, and as a parent myself and anyone watching, what are some of your online safety tips for us?
I think parents get intimidated because there is a generation gap between, parents nowadays who didn't have the computer when they were younger and, kids today. Mm-hmm. Common sense prevails. You don't need to be a computer scientist or a computer, forensic examiner like we have the police service in order to watch over your kids. Just know what your kids are. Speak about their online experiences with them. Have that open dialogue, because 4 years ago, I would tell a parent, don't put the computer in the bedroom. Keep it in an open space. I can't say that nowadays because iPods, iPads, the connectivity to the internet is everywhere, so they can just take it to their bedroom. So the way I see it now is just you have to have that dialogue with your kids. You have to open up and have them share those experiences. Kids like to see things tangible. They need to have those experiences. And when you don't have it behind a computer screen, it's tough for them to learn. So they have to learn from the parents, and you need to teach them those things.
Okay, what are our red flags then? In terms of conversations that your child might be telling you that are some red flags?
Generally, if a child's going to be, a little secretive about what they're doing, sometimes, the child has email addresses. You want to know all the information, who their online friends are. You want to make sure that their online friends are people they know physically in the physical world. Because when you have these cyber friends, it's a user input it. Unless you see them on video, a lot of the times you don't even know who you're talking to because they may say they're 13, but really are they 13? You don't know that. So that's the main thing, is just to, be vigilant in what your kid's doing online, what they're using. And there's also parental controls that you can use on your computers and on these iOS devices, being Apple iPods, iPads, and whatnot, you have it, that you can control what their access is to the internet.
Okay, so make sure you do all of that. How do we go through reporting? Is it as a mom, I want to be hyper vigilant, but I don't want to keep sounding the alarm bells.
Exactly. You want a parent. The way I look at it is, you don't want to squeeze the bird too hard because you're going to hurt it. If you do it too lightly, it's going to fly away on you. So you have to have that delicate balance. So I get what you're saying with that. Basically, there's two ways you can report it. You can report it to the police itself, but there's also a website called cybertips.ca. And that's a national tip line that you can report, and you can fill in all your details. And after you fill in your details on there, it actually goes to a police officer who's a special constable who has some experiences in dealing with these types of offenses. And he will triage the information, go through it all, see whether there's an investigative leads, and if there is, they will send it to the police service. And then we'll investigate from there.
Cybertips.ca. Oh, brilliant. I had never heard of that.
Yes, it's fairly new, and actually if you go on cybertips.ca, they also have a lot of reading material for kids, and they have it broken down between ages, so 12 to 13, 13 to 16, 16 to 18. It's all broken down in there, and there's excellent material for parents to have a look at it too.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you you so much for being here and doing all the hard work. Someone has to do it, and I appreciate knowing that it's a hard worker like yourself.
Thank you.
Keep at it. All right, we'll take a short break. When we get back, Matt Valeriot join us out here. We're talking about fireworks safety and open burning, making sure you stay safe this long weekend. See you in a minute.